Good evening, folks. Welcome back to Undercover ET UK. First of all, thank you so much again for all the kind comments. Everyone that's been watching the channel, you've been brilliant. You've been absolutely brilliant. And just watching the channel is support and disclosure. Hitting that subscribe button as well so that you keep on top. And I honestly, folks, I really want everyone to have all the information when it comes out, all the important stuff. And if you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, you'll get that. It's free to do. Just do it. Free information, and I promise you guys, I'll try my best to give you the best analysation of any evidence that comes in, and I'll always be critical about what I'm seeing. Okay, this video is a special one. I've got a couple of things that I need to say in it, and definitely one thing that I need to show you, and that's coming from Robert Shape at Custodian File. We've got to look at it with speculation, but of course we've got to take it as it is as well, you know. So we're going to look at that. It's really compelling footage. And another one is these fires. Look, we've been showing these fires for a couple of days. We've been showing UAP going in and out the fires, and I have mentioned from time to time how terrible it is, and that I don't really like watching it because it's just sad to see. It really is. Unfortunately, I was up at 5 o'clock this morning, heard my phone ping off, and that's not what woke me, by the way, John. But I heard my phone ping off, and I looked at it, and it was an email from John B. And I was really sad to learn that his mum and his stepdad have lost their home in Eton after 35 years, and they're devastated. They're absolutely devastated, and I didn't realise this was going on, John. Otherwise, I never would have emailed you 2 days ago, a day ago, regarding the UAP topic, but you still replied. You still provided some evidence for us to see, and I didn't know none of that was happening. So thank you, buddy. You must be going through a lot, mate. Do what you got to do. When you come out the other side, hopefully, the grass will be greener and we can get back to business, mate. Honestly, I support you fully, man. And look, this is where we need to, as a community, do our part, okay? And if you're looking at the camera now going, Rob, I can't donate, it's fine. I'm not, look, there is a GoFundMe page and there's a link. So if you hit the more button on this video, there'll be a link to a GoFundMe page, and I'll show you it in a minute. But folks, honestly, if you can't donate, all I'm asking you guys to do as a community here is just watch this video all the way through. Ads and everything, okay? Just let it play on, because I can't donate either. I'm in the same boat as you guys. Here in the UK, they squeeze us with they squeeze our pockets dry, honestly. I can't physically donate at this point, but what I can do and what I will do is, if everyone watches this video, whatever this video makes, I will donate to the GoFundMe page, and we got to get John's family back on top. And you know what? That's just one family out there. There's so many out there, and I hope the people that have been suffering gets the support they need. Look, I'm just going to do my bit, folks, and John's always doing his bit, and that's why I think it's important. This is his mum, this is his stepdad. They've been there, like I say, 35 years. Hit the more button, find the link if you want to donate. $1, £1, $2, whatever it is, okay? If lots of people do it around the world, everyone will be back on their feet in no time. And like I say, I'm going to donate whatever I make from this video. So please watch it and support John. And this is coming in from John right now, okay? So this is a really educational bit of evidence that everyone should watch. If there's anyone on the fence regarding the UAP topic, go to John B at Latchkeyhustle, okay? I'll show you his page afterwards. But this guy is a critical thinker. He knows what he sees, okay? If you're on the fence and you need to go to someone and find out what they think about this topic and why, this is the man, okay? Because I can't articulate myself like John does. I just can't, okay? I'm too much of a commoner. I can't help it. John's a good lad, and so is Robert at Custodian File, to be fair. And look, I'm going to play this on for you guys. I'm going to stop rambling. Please watch it, and then we've got some epic footage from Robert that I want to show you afterwards. Really compelling. Okay, let's go.
So I don't need to talk everybody through each one of these. I mean, they're insects. They're dragonflies, right? And they look like dragonflies that are in the foreground when aircraft was being recorded in the background. In a couple of these, I just recorded dragonflies because I saw them. or at least in one instance. But what all of these have in common is that the dragonflies are huge compared to the aircraft. We know that in real life, there are not dragonflies going around the size of helicopters. The other thing is that they're in largely every frame, even when they're zipping right in front of the camera. They're in multiple frames, and they're gigantic and they're somewhat out of focus. I mean, those are basically like the highlights, the recurrent highlights of all of these insect captures, is that they're gigantic, and when you slow them down, they're a little fuzzy, but they're still just big, slow insects. And in all of these, you can still tell the mechanism of propulsion. There's no question as to how these things are moving through space. In virtually every one of these captures, you see a functioning wing structure. Okay, so just, it's a quick reminder, but that's what insects look like when you record them in the foreground. And then when you zoom in and you slow it down, they just look like bigger, slower insects. But they still look like what they are, and you can still see how they're moving through space with their wings, all the things. That's just what they look like. Now, let's take a look at these other things we record, and you can contrast them. In none of these, you're going to see a wing structure, functional or otherwise. And at least in 3 or so of these 6, I intentionally chose captures which show these things going behind the aircraft. And the reason I did that is to demonstrate that these aren't foreground incursions. And the importance of that is the frame rate and the speed, because once you accept, like this one, where this thing is behind an LAPD helicopter, then you have to wonder, why is it not in more frames? Why is it hopping through like this? And it's because of the speed. And also keep in mind, when we watched those 6 dragonfly captures, at real speed, you could see the dragonflies every time. There was never a video where in real speed you didn't see anything, and then it was only slowed and zoomed in when you were able to see it. Yet that's exactly what happens with these things. And that's another reason why we're talking about apples and oranges here, and these are not insects or birds. This capture here, number 5, is a particular favorite of mine because not only do you not see any wing structure and you can't figure out how it's moving through space, but it goes over the wing here, and then it slows down, and then it goes behind the tail. So you have 2 separate instances within the same video of this thing sharing space with this aircraft. And the fact that it's able to move through space and be unaffected by the jet stream or anything else is just mind-boggling.
Yeah, man. Did you see that? And do you know what? And this is why I stopped it here. This thing, and folks, get to John's channel and watch the whole thing. Honestly, this thing is tumbling. It's like it's tumbling through the air, and we see that all the time. It's like boom, 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 and people can't work out what the F is going on, right? Because it's not conventional. Like our planes fly flat. This thing is like tumbling, like a tumbling bit of weed, right? And it's just freaking crazy. And look, John Boy, he knows what he's talking about, right? And I was getting engrossed then. I was going to go all the way to the end. So look, this is what John Latchkeyhustle, this is what his channel looks like, folks. It was never made for this, okay? It was always meant to be for something else. And I don't know if John was planning to go back to that something else, and I'm trying to convince him to stay on this. And you know what? I'm going to bring you on board one way or another, brother. Whatever you decide, I'm going to... when the time's right and you're back on, your family are back, and you're a bit more relaxed, we're going to do something, man. I don't know what, but we're going to do something. Listen, hit the subscribe button. Give John your support. Find the link. If you can donate, find the link. It's in the... just click the more button on this video. You'll find it. And if you can't, just watch the video all the way through. In turn, I can donate more to John. That helps all round, really. So please, yeah. Thank you very much, John. Now, to the crazy Robert at Custodian File, what are you doing to me? So this was taken, you can see the date there, folks. You can see the date there. Well, so 9 minutes before the Palisade fire begins. And this is just, look, I'm just telling you the facts, and so's Robert, he's telling me the facts. This was taken 9 minutes before the Palisade fire begins. That's the reference I can give you. I'm not saying the fire started because of this thing. There's no evidence of that. But look at this, right? Now let me just explain to you guys what Robert's done here. He's been recording, obviously, UAP for a long time, okay? So when the fire started, he was recording, or he went up and started recording naturally, okay? But what we're seeing here, and this is the crazy thing. Why are we getting pixels up there, Robert? Up here. What's going on up here, mate? Have we got dragons going through the sky here? There's a triangular formation. Right, okay. Anyway. Eyes were on. So he pans through the video here. You can see there's nothing. This is Robert demonstrating to me, by the way, what he's seeing, okay? So in this moment, there's an object. And I'll just stop it there. And if you look, you're probably noticing this is a bit bendy. He is in a 360 frame there. So this object is far away, and to get anything really on it, he's had to zoom in, which means the object will be pulled slightly. Okay? Because it's so far away, it won't be pulled massively, but it'll be pulled slightly. He cuts the volume. Sorry. Yeah, so you can see the road's curved. That was a dragon. Oh no, sorry. Was that a bird and you're just going really far? Okay. Yeah, it's a bird. He's just pulling it along so that we get a time lapse. Okay, so this object here. Okay. So he's in 360. Look at this thing. Looks like it's got some girth on it, right? Looks like it's got some depth on it. And it's not really turning. It's just going in a straight line. But what's confusing me... What's confusing me is that it disappears. I'll turn you down. It disappears. So... I'm really confused. But Robert, there's more, my man. And before we get into this, look at these here. What's going on here, buddy? 1, 2, 3. There's 1 here, 4. There's something else potentially here. I mean, that could be pixelation, but it's funny because it happens. Nah, there's definitely a dragon there, mate. Well, there's a couple. And you know what that means, Robert, don't you? You know what that means. It means that what you're looking at here is either about to get reconned or it's a UAP in itself. So what I'm going to do, because this is already in 360, I'm going to 360 it. Yay, look at you. Right. I'm telling you, man, there are other objects up there with it. And it looks to me... I mean, this is what we're seeing, folks. Yeah? It's obviously, this is Robert going left and right with it to show you the movement, but... And if we just go back to that, when Robert's doing that, hello, hello, see that? Sneaky, sneaky. Looks like there's some flickering going on here, potentially a whole nother craft up there, buddy. Or a couple. They're certainly never alone, I always say it, and yeah, look, this thing is clearly, not a plane. Otherwise, you'd see the blinky blinky, right? You'd see something there. Now, I have done some enhancements, but I'm going to do some extra ones because this is faint as hell. But that's okay. We're going to try. So this was 9 minutes before the Palisade fire, folks. It was like they were there waiting. It was like they knew it was going to happen, or they was expecting something to happen. Like, why else would they all be in that area in that moment, right? Cool. I mean, look, the argument is they're just fucking everywhere in the skies. That's my argument. But this is what we're. The argument is there's either loads in the skies anyway, or they knew what was going to happen, or they started it, or it's the control group and they started it. You know, I'm not saying this is ETs and they started it, but it could be that this thing is part of this craft is not in relation to those things buzzing up in the clouds. There's so many question marks, isn't there? How do we actually know? The possibilities are endless. Is this anomalous? Is this one of ours? Well, it looks quite large and it's going invisible. What do you think, folks? And look, I know it looks like it's turning, but we're in a 360 motion. Do you know what? Is it turning though? I think it must be. Because it kind of looks like it's going... It kind of looks like it's turning right, but really, because the camera's bent round, it should be turning left. So it must turn. It must take a right turn there, bud. Because it actually straightens out. So that's where I'm at with that. Robert, if you've got an exact time, have you done a radar of? Have you checked the radar for the flights, the flight paths to see what was there? It doesn't look like a plane. It looks way too big to be a plane, and the fact it disappears is. And compelling, really compelling. Anyway, folks, you get the drift. You get the drift. What is it? What is it? You know, unfortunately, the quality is not going to be great from where we are. But what I will do, I've taken in the zoomed ones. To me, it just looks like a big ass hockey puck. But from this distance, you know, it's anyone's guess. I'll keep that. I'll go in about that much. I'll take that. And then I'll save the original, and then I'll go all in. Do you like my my thought process there? Just take everything. That's about as clear as we're going to get of it, right? I mean, to me it just looks like a big ass hockey puck, but it's so far away and blurry, it could have all kinds of detail that we're just not seeing. And we've got the best bits, haven't we? Let's be honest. We've got the darkest, deepest points that this thing shows itself before it fucks off. So, we'll sneaky though, eh? Shifting in and out of our reality like that. Who the hell do they think they are? Who do they think they are? Probably our gods, you know what I mean? I didn't mean it. I apologise. I am sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. No, not really. Not really. No. I'd love to have a debate with one of these aliens. I'd give it such a hard time. And then they'd probably be like, you'll wake up when you're dead. Don't worry. Oh, fuck. Great, I've got to take your word for it now, haven't I? Foolproof, isn't it? It's foolproof, this world, this reality. Right. Let's see what we get then. Oh, look at you. Half a saucer. Looks very similar to what we saw on the news last night, didn't it? Like that. Oi, oi. Obviously, it's going to be stretched out a little bit. I actually think it's going to be like that. I think the 360 stretches the rest out. So it's still large, though, folks. You know, that an object that size from all the way back there is a fucking big object. Look at that topping off. Do you think it's just a big ass hockey puck then? Definitely some plasma going on there. We're losing some of the image. Look at that. Again, stretched out. Oh, look at you, mate. Again, it's just a little bit too far out there to do anything with it. Look at you, mate. Look at you. All right, all right, all right. Let's go. See what we can make out of this. Look, I can only clear it up so much. It's going to look a little bit fucking dodge, but it's a big round object at the end of the day. Can't do much more than that. You know what? I'm going to take one right back as well. Just try and keep as much detail in there as I can, and just love it. And that's a capture, isn't it? That's a calendar photo right there, Rob. It's brilliant. Let's go all in on it. Let's go all in on it as much as I can. Yeah, look, folks. I hope these things didn't start the fire, but the question's got to be asked, right? Why was there this and the other objects high up in the sky there 9 minutes before the fire started? And maybe it's just coincidence. Like, I don't know. But look, you put a message to the things inside this craft. You put yourself in a very speculative position if you're going to hide yourself from the world and then turn up in places where events are happening. Just saying. This is why I want to question one. To me, it's just like you just put yourself in a position where the trust has got to be earned, you know, and it always has to be earned, but it shouldn't have to be earned from it should be, you know, normally when you meet someone, you like to start right in the middle, and then you like to earn your trust, you know, starting from the middle. But where these things are starting from is like here, the negative end, and we've got to build the trust. And it's like, well, look, if you've got the technology and you're watching, why aren't you helping? That's the first question. Second question is, do you want to help? You know, third question is, what's inside? Did you start it? I mean, you could ask those three questions in any order you wanted, really, couldn't you? They're all important questions. Look at you, mate. Mate, what is it? You know? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, folks. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And that's why it's important to have eyes in the skies, folks. Eyes in the skies. Thank you, Robert. Keep doing what you're doing. You know you're going to keep doing what you're doing. It's far too... You just, how could you not? You know, how could you not? And I'm the same. I can't think of anything more important right now than to discuss this topic. Thank you so much for your time. Please support John B. Hit the more button. If you want to find the link and donate. If you can't, just watch this video all the way through. Thank you so much. Take care. All the best. And I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.